Hey YouTube! It's been an awful long time since I posted any content onto my YouTube channel, so I want to apologize in advance, but I'm not trying to make excuses here, but summers in Canada are generally quite short-lived, and so of course I'm trying to make the most of it, especially when I have two little, rugrats running around my home that are constantly wanting to expend their excess energy. So finding the time to do any sort of vlogs or even car fixing videos or any random videos that I sometimes do is difficult at best. I'm hoping to rectify that soon and commit more time to generating more content so that you guys are constantly entertained. But for now, the only thing I can do right now in the middle of the night is to provide an update to my post-laser eye surgery that I had done in late December 2014, early January 2015. I'm about 6 to 6.5 months post-surgery. I don't even know what day I'm on at this point, but for those that have been following my vlog, I'm a lot better now. I can see. For those that haven't been following my vlog, and this is the first video you've seen, I'll summarize it in saying that despite me doing a whole bunch of research and going and getting 3 different opinions from 3 or 4 different eye doctors on whether or not I should correct my vision from wearing Coke bottles to no glasses like I am today, that anything that could have gone wrong pretty much went wrong, and that I literally am a statistic, and the fact that I can defy almost all medical logic, and that's all I can say. I went from having issues with preservatives and eye drops to being a steroid responder to having medication-induced glaucoma, dry cornea. I mean, I had everything except an infection, thank goodness. So it was really ugly. But that's behind me now, and I believe the last video I posted in either late March, early April, basically was saying that my vision was improving, though not great. I think I was at 20/30, 20/40 average, right, which isn't good at all. And of course I was back to work, and I literally had to sit inches away from my computer screen just to read text on documents that I was either writing or reading. So not the greatest quality of life. Most people should recover from any type of laser eye surgery within 2 to 3 months time to full recovery, being able to see and function properly. I'm at the 6 month mark, and I'm finally able to say, yeah, my vision's reasonably acceptable. So here's an interesting thing. End of March, early April, I was still on steroid drops, and you need to use steroid drops to suppress your immune system so that your eyes can heal properly and that you don't develop haze in your cornea. Well, what was interesting with me was that my steroid drops were causing my eye pressures to go all haywire, and prior to March, April, I was already on a medication vacation so that my eyes could sort of heal and sort of not be impacted by all the drops and stuff I was putting into my eyes, because I was developing some type of toxicity. It was what I was told. So, but then again, I had a repeat of this issue again in April, and they basically said, we have 2 options. We either keep you on the eye drops, right, and heaven forbid that you could possibly damage your optic nerve. I was already on pressure-reducing eye drops, preservative-free, super expensive, as well as pressure-reducing oral medication to rid my body of excess water. It's basically a diuretic. And so, despite the fact that I was using all that medication in conjunction with the steroids, my eye pressures were way out of whack. And what was even more bizarre was that they were out of whack unevenly, which is not typical. My eye pressures, I think, were 44 left, 24 or 28 on my right, and just really bizarre physical behaviors in my eyes. So they just said, you know what, it's not worth risking damaging my eyes, so let's just stop all medication and just hope to God that your eyes heal and you don't develop haze, because that's usually a side effect if you don't use steroids. And so fast forward, end of April, beginning of May, surprisingly my vision went from being awful to actually being respectable. My eyes weren't irritated anymore. They were starting to not be dry, but more importantly, the vision quality went from being 20/30, 20/40 on good days to 20/20 and sometimes even 20/15. Now, here's an interesting thing. 20/20 vision actually isn't perfect vision, if you'd believe that. It's actually reasonably good vision such that you don't need corrective lenses. Now, you interpret that the way you want to interpret it, but I was always in the impression that I would see perfectly, which is not the case. To give you an idea what 20/20 with slight difficulty really means, imagine driving a car and looking at cars' license plates 2 cars ahead of you. You should be able to decipher the letters and numbers. I can decipher them by squinting just a little bit. Um, so that tells me that 2020 is far from perfect. When I had glasses, I could see license plates on cars 4, 5, 6 cars ahead of me sometimes, if the lighting was just right. I still struggle to see license plates. And that's sort of my benchmark all the time to gauge my vision and how it's performing for the day. So either way, I'm not going to complain. Again, I'm super, super grateful that I actually came through my surgery the way I did, because I really thought I was going to be blind or I had to wear glasses or contact lenses again, which really negates the fact of why I even did the surgery. Eye doctors told me that I have an 18-month warranty period on my eyes, and that if I want to get them touched up, which is really just a repeat of the procedure again, that I could do so, with discretion, of course. After what I've gone through, hell and back, do you think I'm going to do it? Probably not. I probably would choose to wear glasses, again, later on down the road than to go through what I had to go through. So that being said, that's where things are at today. As far as prescription goes, no, I don't have perfect vision. You would think that with medical advancements in the laser eye surgery realm that they could get it perfect right from the get-go, but apparently that's not the case. I still have about a half diopter, I think, in my right eye, and 0.75 in my left, right, with slight astigmatism. And it could very well be the fact it's just because my vision was just so bad before I had the surgery. And they said that they don't recommend I go and do a touch-up for a prescription so weak, right? They go, it's minor. Just getting some lack of sleep can impact your vision and throw your prescription off. So, other things that I've sort of learned over time, or some advice that I can give people, protect your eyes, whether you decide to get laser eye surgery or not. That was one fallacy that I had as a child, as a kid, teenager. I never wore sunglasses because I couldn't, right? Because I had glasses, and they didn't have clip-ons, and if you wore those over the glass sunglasses, you looked lame. So, of course, I was always outside. So UV apparently wreaks havoc on your eyesight, and it's actually very damaging. So, always wear a good pair of sunglasses when you go outside. The other thing I've also found that I had chronic dry eye prior to doing a laser eye surgery, and of course doing laser eye surgery just made it that much worse. But I found what really helped is taking 2 sort of omega-3 fish oil capsules every day with a whole bunch of water. Drinking lots of water and taking those supplements does make a difference. I actually did an experiment sort of during my blackout period where I wasn't posting videos, where I said, okay, I'm going to take omega-3 oil supplements and then not take them to see if I was experiencing the placebo effect. And sure enough, I thought I was. But then I noticed that my eyes were red and irritated and dry, even though I never noticed dry that much in the past. So I started taking them again, and sure enough, my vision was better and my eyes were not as irritated. So it does work. You can buy a huge, gigantic bottle of them from Costco for like $15 when they're on coupon. In Canada, I think in the US it's probably $10 for a huge jar of it. Definitely worth taking them. The other thing too, I know I've mentioned sort of keeping your eyes hydrated. Your eyes should always be moist, right? Whether you're having surgery or not, because dry eyes actually does affect vision quality. And so, of course, I've been using these Refresh branded, Celluvisc, which is the thick version, and then the non-Celluvisc one, forever, right? And they're really expensive. They're like $15 per week for these drops. And I found that they worked okay. They definitely did the job. But if you guys are looking for a super killer eye drop, the moisturizing tier that works really good, that's preservative free, try this one. It's made by a company called Candor Vision. It's out of Germany, and they make this product called Hilo. And as you can see here, this is the gel version, but they also have a non-gel version. Insanely expensive. 150 doses, so 300 drops, right? Because you have 1 drop per eye. Costs 56 Canadian plus taxes for the gel version, and then about $40 for the non-gel version. Non-gel being the daytime version, gel being the night version. I don't think I've ever used an artificial tear that worked as good as this stuff. And the great thing is that they don't have preservatives in them. They're in this little, small bottle that uses a sort of a single pump dispensing method to keep things sterile, and they're good for up to 6 months after opening. So it's really good news. I've gone through a couple of bottles of these, and I swear, when they took me off those steroid drops and then suggested I use these, it made the world of difference. Um, I'm not kidding. I swear this stuff healed my eyes or allowed them to heal because my eyes weren't drying out anymore. So strongly recommend that you guys look into this. If you want to know where to buy high-low, Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, they're over the counter because they're that expensive. So I suspect that they're worried that people would steal the stuff. So go to your pharmacist and get this if you can. So I mean, do I regret doing my eye surgery? No, I would say that's not true. I'm actually very glad that I had it done because now I can wear my designer sunglasses and actually pick eyewear that I want to wear, right? And I can now go skiing and go biking and do all sorts of things where wearing glasses just was sort of a bit of a hindrance, right? And remember, not remember, but wearing contact lenses for me was just a big no-no, right? The minute I put contact lenses in my eye, it was like a nightmare and a half. So that's why I had that problem. Yeah, it was a really scary journey, guys. And I mean, for those that are thinking about doing it, just remember the risk factors. I thought for sure that I was ideal. I was told by all the doctors that my eyes were actually very ideal for surgery. I had thicker than average corneas, and I went through. My body pretty much defied all medical logic, right? And so you don't want to become a statistic, but I mean that's sort of it's a risk. Any surgery you do is a risk, and so you're just going to have to ask yourself whether or not you're willing to accept those risks. In my case, it did definitely impact my work. I couldn't go to my job and do it properly for forever, and it was a good thing that my company is super supportive of things. It was great that my boss was very understanding to give me tasks where I could probably do them blindfolded. But however, others may not be as fortunate or may not have company benefits that would allow them to have that flexible work schedule or change in tasks, so to speak. So if you guys have any questions or concerns or comments or you want to have a conversation, certainly feel free to post on this video's page, and I will try to do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful and informative. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.